In the beginning, the whole was evident to all who looked upon the earth. The implicit interdependence of all living systems must now return to plain sight, that the birthright of all creatures may be restored, that prosperity be returned to the people, and that the earth may endure. Hey everybody, welcome to Ouroboros Farms, Half Moon Bay, California. What do we have here? A tank with 800 channel catfish, all juveniles, if not fry. And what will they be employed to do here? What a horrible way of thinking of fish, but they do have a job. Their job is to fertilize all the plants growing in this section. Okay? These beds are probably going to be host to 25,000 or more plant sites. It is a remarkable system, incorporating both media beds and wrap tanks. As you can see, there's another section through here that will be fed by yet another array of tanks. Oops, excuse me, right behind these curtains you'll find 4 more tanks. Redundancy is all important in aquaponics in case you have a situation that needs to be corrected. You don't want to lose your entire crop or all of your fish. So there are 4 tanks here. I'm confident they can be isolated from one another as needed. What an elegant array of produce beds. We'll be back in a few months to see this place wall to wall with organic produce from this advanced aquaponic system. Aquaponics has the capacity to stabilize local agriculture in the face of dwindling water reserves and increasing costs of fossil fuels, contributing to spiraling food prices, and let's not even mention what climate change may do to the future of agriculture. So in environments like this, we can control temperature, humidity, a lot of the different factors that could otherwise negatively impact agriculture, especially water use. 2 to 5% of the water is all that's required to grow food in an aquaponics environment. Hello friends, Andrew Mount here. What you're seeing behind me is a community garden in a retirement community near one of the largest urban heat islands in the world, known as Silicon Valley, California. You know, people really are beginning to see the virtues of decentralizing agriculture and food production generally. What a gorgeous layout we have here. But in the distance we have smog, in the distance we have gridlock, and I am shaking this camera like crazy because I'm standing on top of a vehicle to try to get this shot. But let me just say this. We're moving into an era where these kinds of community gardens ought to be subsidized by local municipalities, ought to be subsidized by the federal government, frankly, instead of the hedgerow to hedgerow, fence row to fence row subsidization of commodity crops such as soy, wheat, and corn, which is only serving to destroy soil at an unprecedented rate. You know, most civilizations that have failed because agriculture failed. And I hate to say it, but that may very well be our epitaph as well if we cannot realize the importance and value of bringing agriculture back home. So consider the value of being able to purchase all of your produce locally, without the inherent cost of food miles. Basically, with food traveling between 1,500 and 2,000 miles on average from farm to table in the United States, we basically are eating what I call fossil food, because it takes 10 calories of fossil fuel on average to produce 1 calorie of industrially grown food, and this is just an unsustainable equation. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit past my lovely face and let you see, how diligent retirees are taking back agriculture, if only as a hobby. But the rest of us ought to take it a little more seriously. Why can't it be a cornerstone of local economy? It can. Why can't it incorporate advanced technologies such as aquaponics, which you will see elsewhere in this footage? Taking back agriculture simply means that we adopt the ecological and social responsibility of returning food to our communities, growing on as many barren plots as there may be available, and hopefully with the most wise water use. But it's really land use planning that we must begin to embrace and ensure that our natural resources, especially water and land, are most efficiently utilized. Urban sprawl is beginning to demand more water, just as conventional agriculture is, then is sustainable. It is believed that 50% of all people on this planet will be experiencing some form of water shortage, and 30%, if not more, will be in absolute water scarcity by the end of this century, if not sooner. How can we adopt these wise land use and resource use policies everywhere? And how can we reduce the effects of urban heat islands and centralized agriculture and its effects on water use and land use? These are the questions of the 21st century, for we will not be able to support a population of 9 billion people employing the practices that now destroy our heritage, the biosphere itself.